Okay, everybody, so today we're going to be learning about counting on, and this is going to lead us to learning about number patterns. Our focus so far is going to be on number patterns that are increasing. Do you know what increasing means? Is that getting bigger or getting smaller?
Bigger.
Right, it's getting bigger. So we're going to talk about patterns that are growing in size using numbers. All right? Now to do that, we are going to start by looking at how we can find the difference between two numbers. Let's take a look at the numbers 5 and 10, for example. Are those two numbers the same? No, they are different. So because they are different, our job is to find the difference between those two numbers. Now, what are some strategies that we can use to find the difference between 5 and 10, for example? Yeah.
5 and 10 is double digit. 5 is singular digit.
There you go. Okay, so 5 is like one digit, 10 is two digits, so we know that they're not the same. That's right. But how do we find the difference between those two numbers? Yeah.
They don't look the same.
They don't look the same. So how about I show you guys how we can find the difference between these two numbers? Let's take a look. So now because these two numbers are different, what I'm going to do is draw a circle in the middle to show that I want to find how many numbers come between 5 and 10. Now to do that, I'm going to catch with my hand the number 5. Can everybody catch with their hand the number 5? Like this, like I'm catching the number 5. You caught it. Great. Now I'm going to use my hand to count up to the number 10. I'm not going to count 5 while I count because I've captured the number 5 inside my hand. Now watch what I do here. So I catch the number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many fingers do I have up?
5.
I have 5 fingers up. So that tells me that the difference between 5 and 10 is what?
5.
It's 5. That's right. Do you see how that's working a little bit so far?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this one. The numbers 3 and 7. Are those two numbers the same?
No.
No. So because they are not the same, they are what? Yes, the opposite of the same is different. So I have to find the difference between those two numbers. To show that those two numbers are not the same, what do I draw?
2.
I'm going to draw a circle that I can put the number of
4.
numbers there are between these two, 3 and 7, okay?
4.
I'm hearing some answers come out, but let's do it the way where we capture it with our hands. So what number am I going to catch with my hand? 3, that's right. So everybody catch the number 3 with your hand. Now let's count up to 7 together. 4, 5, 6, 7. How many fingers do I have up?
4.
You're right. So what is the difference between 3 and 7? Put your hand up to tell me. Henry, yes, the difference is 4. Now let's do a few a little bit quicker. 11 and 13, are they the same?
No.
No. So what am I going to do to find the difference? I'm going to draw a circle to show that that the numbers are not the same and I have to find the difference.
2.
So how many are between 11 and 13?
2.
That's right, 2. So if I were to do that using my hand strategy, I would capture what number?
2.
No.
11.
Right, I'm going to capture the number 11. So I've captured the number 11, now I'm going to count on, and that's where our title comes in, count on. So I've captured 11, 12, 13. How many fingers are up? 2, and there's my difference, okay? If I were to add 11 plus 2, what do you think I would get?
13.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, you would get 13 if you added 11 plus 2. If I added 3 plus 4, what do I get? Call it out.
7.
Right. If I added 5 plus 5, what do I get? And there it is. See how that works? We're using adding or counting on to find the difference between these numbers. But what if, everybody, we go into some bigger numbers? 24 and 29, are they the same?
No.
So I'm going to find the
Different.
difference. Thank you. So I'm going to draw that circle. Everybody, use your hand and do this with me. Let's capture the number 24. Ready? Catch it. 24. Okay, now we're going to count up to 29. Let's do it together. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. How many? Thank you. Okay, the difference between 24 and 29 is 5. So let me ask you this. What's 24 plus 5?
29.
Right. Let me ask you a trick question, see if anybody can answer this. What is 25 or 29 take away 5?
24.
And there it is. Do you see how these three numbers go together then?
Yeah.
Okay, how about some bigger numbers? 38 and 41. They are not the same. I want to find the difference. Let's capture 38 together. Let's catch it. 38. Now let's count up. 39, 40, 41. What's our difference?
3.
Thank you. Okay, let's look at 16 and 20. We're going a little bit backwards in our bigger numbers. What's the difference between 16 and 20? Haha, you're starting to call it out. Before you call it out, I want to see everybody use the strategy. Can everybody capture 16, please? Okay, now count up to 20. Go.
16, 17, 18.
Okay, so division 10, this is what I heard. You went like this. 16. And then I said to count up to 20, and I heard this. 1, 2, 3. Are we going to count starting from 1? No. What are we counting on from? Ayana? The number that goes first. Exactly. I did that to see if you guys were seeing the idea. So we have to count on division 10 from the first number. All right? We can't count on from 1. That's not going to help us. So the difference between 16 and 20, I have to capture, like Ayana said, the very first number. This number, 16. Not the number 1, because number 1 is not the numbers that we're comparing here. We're starting with the number 16. Can everybody catch number 16 quietly? Okay, now we're going to count on from the number 16 because that is our first number. Okay, so let's do that together. From 16, what's our first number going to be? 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, now call it out. What's the difference? 4. That's right. Now, division 10. 13 and 16 are not the same. I am starting an increasing pattern here. My numbers are getting bigger, but I need to find the difference between these two numbers to continue my pattern. Now, don't call out, please. What is going to be the number I count on from?
13.
That's right, number 13. So, can everybody quietly capture number 13? Okay, now we're going to count on from 13. 14, 15, 16. What's the difference between 13 and 16?
3.
That's right, it's 3. Okay, let's do just that one more on this page. 20 and 22 are not the same. It's the start of an increasing pattern. We need to find the difference between these two numbers, counting on from our first number. Let's capture number 20. Are you ready?
Okay.
Caught it. Number 20. Now let's count on from 20. 21, 22. What's our difference?
2.
Exactly. Now, division 10, I'm going to ask you, what do all of these differences have in common? What do you notice about all of these ones?
It's plus something to equal the next number.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. So if I plussed 11 plus 2, I would get 13. But I want you to just look at the numbers in our circles. What do all of those numbers have in common? They're all less than what?
10.
They're all less than 10. Could we find the difference using just one hand?
They're all less than 5. 5 is the highest number they have.
Yes, they are all less than 5. And that's exactly what they all have in common. However, when we're finding differences, are all the differences always going to be less than 5? 5 or less? No. So that means we might get some bigger numbers where we have to use both our hands. Or eventually we'll do it mentally in our head where we won't have to use our hands. But look at 23 and 30. Are they the same? No. So I want to find the difference. Now I'm going to count on. What's the first number I'm going to catch?
24.
Not 24. What am I going to catch?
23.
23 is my first number. Now I'm going to count on to 30, but I'm going to use both my hands. So watch this. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. How many fingers do I have up now? 7. Is it the same idea, but just a larger number?
Yeah.
It is. What about 16 and 23? We know they're not the same, but the number is getting bigger. So I want to find what I need to add to 16 to get to 23. Okay, what is the difference between 16 and 23? Okay, let's put 16 in our hand. Ready? Catch it? 16. Okay, now let's count on. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, how much? Is it 7 again? That's funny. It's 7. So if I were to add 16 plus 7, what would I get?
23.
And there it is, 23. Okay? We're counting on from whatever number is given to us. Okay? 35 and 42, they are not the same. Let's use our strategy. Catch 35. Now let's count up. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Oh, wait a minute. What is that?
7.
When I made this sheet, I did random numbers, and they're all turning out to be 7. That's weird.
66 or 10.
Okay, so finally we don't get a 7. So again, 56 and 66 are not the same, but there's another strategy you can use here. Do you notice the 10 increased by 1?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
10.
it's 10. You're right. Okay, 8 and 17, not the same, obviously. Who can tell me what my first step can be? Asia. We're going to catch the first number. Good job. It's number 8. So everybody catch number 8. What's my second job? Ayana. Now we're going to count on from what number? 8. Good. Let's start. So 8's already in my hand. I don't count it, of course. So I'm going to start with 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Can you see? How many?
8.
Yeah, it's 9. There you go. And the final one, 18 and 25 are not the same, but I see the numbers getting bigger. I want to find out what it's getting bigger by.
7.
I put 18 in my hand. And now I count on by the next number. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Uh-oh, what is it? It's 7. I think I had 7 in my brain over lunch today. Okay, what did all these ones have? What did all these differences have in common, you guys? The last one, they're right. Okay, they're all 10 or less. Okay, now I want to introduce you to a new word. We've been talking about finding the difference, but you can also use the word gap. What is the gap between 8 and 17? Okay, it means the same thing as difference. Okay, so knowing how to find the difference or gap between numbers lets us create number patterns like this. So if I have a pattern that goes 2, 4, what's my difference between 2 and 4?
2.
Right, so I'm adding 2, right? What if I add 2 more? And 2 more?
6. 8.
There you go. So knowing how to find the difference like this allows us to create a number pattern that increases. Yes, Ayana? You're just going to do 1 page today. Okay, so I'm going to turn the video off now. So home learners, that's your lesson for today.